What's up, Cowboys Nation? Before we jump into today's huge update, let's take a moment to appreciate what's happening behind the scenes in Dallas. Our team is locked in, striving to improve every single day. Every decision they make, every move they consider, it's all aimed at getting us closer to that ultimate goal, bringing a championship back to Cowboys Nation. And hey, if you love seeing the Cowboys working to perfect this roster, do me a favor and smash that like button. It really helps more Cowboys fans find our videos, and it shows your support for America's team. All right, let's dive right in because we have some major rumors and possibilities heating up after the NFL draft, and I guarantee you're going to want to hear every detail. Let's be honest, overall, the 2025 NFL draft went pretty well for the Dallas Cowboys. They stuck to a best player available strategy and brought in some exciting young talent, but there's no hiding from one glaring reality. Dallas did not address wide receiver depth during the draft. Sure, the Cowboys added some undrafted free agents, but that's not the kind of big-time help Dak Prescott needs right now. Fans, analysts, everyone around the league noticed it. And so did the Cowboys front office. Jerry Jones himself made it. They're not done yet. The door is wide open for a veteran receiver to come in, and there are two massive names linked to Dallas right now. According to USA Today Sports, one of the names floating around is none other than Amari Cooper. Yep, you heard that right. A reunion between the Cowboys and Cooper is a real possibility. Corey Woodruff wrote, "Sure, Cooper has played for the Cowboys in the past, but a return to Dallas makes a ton of sense for both sides. The team needs depth at receiver, and Cooper could use a rebound season after a quiet 2024. And honestly, when you step back and look at it, it makes a lot of sense. Cooper was electric during his time in Dallas. He made 4 Pro Bowls while wearing the star and had 2 seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards. He was Dak's go-to guy for years. Yes, the Cowboys traded him away in 2022 for a 5th-round pick and a late-round pick swap, a move that, even now, draws plenty of criticism. Since then, our wide receiver depth has been questioned almost every season. Now, Amari is coming off a down year. He's bounced around a bit, but a return to Dallas could be exactly what he needs to jumpstart his career again. Plus, he already has chemistry with Dak. He knows the offense. He knows the expectations. It would be a plug-and-play move that could pay off huge dividends. That's not the only name heating up the rumor mill, though. There's another wideout, younger, flashier, and with tons of upside, connected to Dallas. George Pickens. Let's break it down. Reports surfaced before the draft that the Pittsburgh Steelers were taking calls on Pickens. And according to insider Todd Archer of ESPN, the Cowboys were in discussions with an unnamed AFC North team about a veteran receiver. Let's be real, it's hard to imagine it was anyone besides Pickens. Now, who is George Pickens? In his first 3 NFL seasons, he's averaged 947 receiving yards per year. He led the NFL in yards per reception in 2023 at 18.1 yards per catch. He's a big play machine, a deep threat specialist. He's a monster when it comes to contested catches. The knocks on Pickens? Well, some scouts say he needs to develop into a more complete route runner. He's not considered a pure WR1 yet, but he could be an elite WR2, exactly what Dallas needs next to CeeDee Lamb. Now, Cowboys Nation, here's where it gets tricky. The draft is over, and trading for Pickens now would be complicated. The Cowboys would likely have to give up serious draft capital, possibly a high pick in next year's draft, to make it happen. And there's another issue. Money. Pickens is going to want a new contract soon. Would Dallas want to invest big money into Pickens a year from now, especially with CeeDee Lamb already needing a massive extension? It's a big gamble. Plus, there's no guarantee that Pittsburgh even wants to move him now that the draft is behind us. Still, it's tempting to dream about a WR duo of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens tearing up defenses, isn't it? Here's the bottom line. The Cowboys need to do something at wide receiver, and fast. Yes, CeeDee is a superstar. Yes, Brandon Cooks can still make plays. Yes, Jake Ferguson is emerging at tight end. But behind that, there's too much uncertainty. We can't roll into the season banking on undrafted rookies and practice squad promotions. If Dallas is serious about making a Super Bowl run, and they are, this is a move that has to happen sooner rather than later. So, Cowboys Nation, here we are. two possible answers to the WR problem. Amari Cooper, familiar, proven, instant chemistry, a short-term solution to stabilize the offense. George Pickens, younger, dynamic, a long-term investment, but expensive and complicated. Both come with risks. Both come with rewards. But no matter what, one thing is crystal clear. The Cowboys know the wide receiver room isn't ready, and they're not going to just sit on their hands and hope things magically fix themselves. Moves are coming. The question is, which direction will they choose? Now, after a strong 2025 NFL draft where the Cowboys focused on best player available, there's still one thing we can all agree on. This team needs more help at wide receiver. We love CeeDee Lamb. We love what Brandon Cooks can bring. But behind them, there's a drop-off. There's a real concern about depth, and Jerry Jones knows it too. Right after the draft, Jerry himself said the team would still be exploring options for a veteran wideout. And now, thanks to some new insider info, we know those wheels were already in motion even before the draft started. Pre-draft trade talks revealed, according to Todd Archer of ESPN, one of the most respected insiders covering the Cowboys, Dallas had serious discussions with an AFC North team before the draft about trading for a wide receiver. Let that sink in for a second. Serious trade talks. The names that immediately pop up? Two very interesting options. George Pickens, the young dynamic playmaker from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Rashad Bateman, the speedy receiver from the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Todd didn't name the team directly, but given the rumors leading up to the draft, it doesn't take a genius to figure out who was on the Cowboys' radar. George Pickens, a young star in the making? Let's start with George Pickens. Pickens has been nothing short of explosive in his first few seasons with Pittsburgh. 47 receiving yards per season on average in his first 3 years. Led the NFL in yards per reception in 2023 with a whopping 18.1 yards per catch. A deep ball specialist, a contested catch monster. He's only 24 years old, he's got that swagger, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder. Sounds like a perfect fit for Big D, right? The downside? He's going to want a big extension soon, and trading for him wouldn't be cheap. The Cowboys would likely need to give up a high draft pick and maybe even more to pry him away from Pittsburgh. Still, imagine pairing Pickens with CeeDee Lamb. Defenses would have nightmares. Rashad Bateman, the speed threat. Then there's Rashad Bateman. A former first-round pick, Bateman's career with the Ravens has been up and down, mostly due to injuries. But when healthy, he brings elite speed and solid route running. He hasn't quite exploded the way Pickens has, but Bateman could be a great value add, especially if the Cowboys believe they can unlock his full potential. And here's the thing. Bateman might be cheaper to acquire. That could be important if Dallas is trying to balance win-now moves with long-term roster flexibility. No deal yet. But don't relax. Now, no deal was made before or during the draft, and maybe the Cowboys didn't find the right price. Maybe Pittsburgh or Baltimore decided to hold on to their guy. But here's the key. Just because it didn't happen yet doesn't mean it's dead. The Cowboys could absolutely reignite those talks, especially if they get a few weeks into OTAs and realize the receiver depth just isn't where it needs to be. Other veteran options, Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen. If the trade route doesn't work out, the Cowboys aren't out of options. Two big names are sitting out there. Amari Cooper, our old friend, could potentially return. We know the chemistry is there. We know what Amari can do when he's locked. In Keenan Allen, recently released by the Chargers, is another proven veteran who could immediately step in and produce. Both guys come with questions, mainly about age and injury history, but both would bring instant credibility to the WR room. And with Dak Prescott entering a critical season where he needs to show he can lead a deep playoff run, the Cowboys simply cannot afford to gamble with inexperience behind CeeDee. Urgency is building in Dallas Cowboys Nation. Make no mistake about it. The urgency is real. The front office knows the offense needs another weapon. Dak knows it. Mike McCarthy knows it. We all know it. Whether it's through a blockbuster trade, a free agent signing, or a surprise move, something has to happen. You can't go into 2025 banking on just a few stars and a bunch of maybes. You need depth, you need options. You need guys that keep defensive coordinators up at night, and right now the Cowboys are in a prime position to strike. All right, Cowboys Nation, it's your turn to sound off. Who would you rather see back in Dallas? Amari Cooper or George Pickens? Do you think Jerry Jones should go all in for a young star like Pickens, or bring back a trusted vet like Cooper, or should the Cowboys hold steady and trust the players they have? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments, and if you loved this breakdown, if you want the Cowboys to keep building toward that Lombardi trophy, go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a second of Cowboys coverage right here. We're locked in for 2025, and this is just the beginning. Thanks for rocking with me today, Cowboys fans. Let's keep that energy high, and as always, let's go, Cowboys.